Okay, this is my back deck, stepping out my back door, looking in the backyard. So I'll explain what we're trying to do. That is my neighbor's garage. And you can see how his property, I'll go down the stairs and you'll be able to see better. So it's not a very pretty sight back there. There's a bunch of junk. There's a old wheelbarrow on the side of the house. That's his deck. I've never seen him on the deck. Trash cans on the deck. And a car in the back. And trampoline. And the playhouse. And some... So see, there's our back deck. Okay, so this tree is pretty nice. And here are all the rocks that have to be moved surrounding these beds. And the fence will have to come out. And see how his property goes up like that? Up this hill, and there's his driveway. Pretty, almost level with my head. And there's where the garage is always open and usually there are 2 cars back here and that trailer where he puts his ATV, and his ATV is in his garage and his motorcycle's usually out here. This tree we want to keep, but I'm thinking that this tree will go. That's a maple. And it doesn't look really good. If you get on this side, you can see where it splits. It just doesn't look very healthy up at the top. So that one's got to go because it will definitely be in the way of the screen. The other one right there we'll probably keep, but trim back the branches that are hanging to that direction toward his house so that it won't interfere with the hedge or the holly. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so this is my little birdhouse that I put up last year, and about a week ago I went to move it, and when I did, a mama bird flew out, and I looked inside, and there's a little nest in there. It's such a sweet. And then this monkey tree was in a pot when I first got here. So this past fall I planted it, and I planted my little pansies and my mums in this bed. I don't know, I need to do something permanent. And they planted these pencil pines that aren't going to get quite as big as the Lelands, the giant arborvitae would. There's the driveway and our Bradford pears that we really need to prune because one day they're gonna blow over. And this is the bed that I did last year that I worked so hard on. Now it had a bunch of junk in there choking everything out, so now it just has the 5 peonies and the 3 dogwoods in front, and I can manage this and keep it pruned back, but before it was a nightmare. Everything was dying because it was choking. And this had a bunch of ivy in it and junk, but now the hosta is able to grow. I tried to get the phlox out, but it's coming back. And there's my rhododendron, and there's where the asparagus fern is that y'all gave me. And I thinned out, these are the bulbs that I thinned out a couple of weeks ago. And there's one of my maples. And this is like a grapevine thing that I cut all the way back. And I'm so happy that it did come back. I was afraid that I'd gone too far, but I didn't. And then there's another Nandina. And this is the area that I took all the bulbs out back here because they were choking my azaleas, and my azaleas look so much happier now. And I have giant hosta back there, and there's another maple, and a big bush hiding the AC. And then this is my favorite garden right here on the side. It has a magnolia in the center and lilies on the end, and it's got a nice little rose bush tucked in there, right there. And I trimmed him way back, and I don't know what all the rest of it is. This is sedum, and I have another one of him on the other end. But this is where my bird feeders are, my hummingbird feeder. And we're going to extend this bed all the way to incorporate that bush right there, which puts out the most glorious purple berries that I've ever seen. And that'll happen in the fall. And this one puts out red berries that the birds finally ate up late winter. So this is my favorite little bed right here, and this is where I put all my furniture to sit outside since I can't sit on my back deck because of my stupid neighbor. Got some nice boxwoods, and there's my hydrangea. It's not looking real good right now, but I think it'll be fine once it gets established. The blooms turned kind of brown. I'm not sure why. But anyway, and I've got two little peonies beside it, but I'll probably end up having to take those out once the hydrangea gets established. I'm going to let it take over that whole bed. Okay, this is the bush I can't stand. Mom, you have one, that money bush. Hate it. And then all along the front, I want to rip everything in except the boxwoods out. I want to put the rose bush in my new bed that I'm planting on the other side of the side bed. I want to take the maple if I can save it, but you can see how close it is to the house, so I doubt that I'm going to be able to save it. I mean, I just hope it didn't rip into my foundation. That's the only thing I'm really worried about. Anyway, if I can save it, I want to put it on one side of the holly. These are fantastic, and I don't want anything to happen to them. I'm really happy with them. Okay, now, there's my one Bradford pear, and there's the other one. You can see how big they are. And this is a little cherry tree, and he's really sweet. You can't eat the cherries, but I like him. Okay, this is my little corner bed that's at the edge of my driveway. And so last year this was a nightmare. So I thinned out all of the bulbs. These big ones are coneflowers. You see the little coxcomb? Oh, there it is, the little leaves. See those leaves? That's coxcomb. It's going to be amazing. And then I left space in the center. That's where I'm going to plant all of my lavender. And so I'm going to have a nice tall lavender coming up in the middle. And then coxcomb is red all around, and then my coneflowers on the sides, and then my grasses and my bulbs. So that's where the vinca used to be. It was crazy. It was growing all over the wall and everywhere, and I don't like vinca. It's not native. It's very intrusive and invasive. It takes over. So I love the euonymus back here. I think they're gorgeous. They're a little too full, and I need to trim them back. But anyway, this is a Burberry bush, and it's gorgeous once it really grows and the leaves turn purple. It's beautiful. I'm not sure what this is, but it's not a peony, but it reminds me of one. It's just really sweet, and it grows these new shoots, and so it's in the center. And then what I've done in all of here yesterday, I planted Johnny Jump Ups and delphiniums, blue delphiniums, and I can't wait for them to come up. I hope that the seeds work. I haven't had great luck with seeds, but we'll see. Okay, this is some kind of weeping tree, and I went to town on it this fall because it hadn't been pruned back in 4 years, so I went crazy, and Bo thought I killed it, but obviously I did not. So when this comes back, the fronds will actually hang all the way to the ground. It's gorgeous. And so that's why I got flowers back here that can tolerate shade, because as you can see, here is my Bradford pear shading this whole section, plus the shade it gets from the fronds. And I don't really have to do anything to that section. I mean, I kind of cleared out a few things and tried to make it look nicer, but there, I don't know what this bush is, but it's really pretty in the summertime. And it puts out berries also in the winter. So I cut it back, but I didn't go crazy with it because I wanted the birds to get the benefit of the berries. And then this is the big, covering the wires here. But we had this little statue thing that was in the side yard. It used to be where the hydrangea was because the people before us left it. I didn't really like it, but I think it works back here. And if we make this kind of a focal point in that side garden that I'm going to extend, I think that'll be pretty. Okay, so you come in our driveway here, and there is the bat house. Where is it? There it is. See the black bat house on the top of that pole? It's kind of on the edge of this little bed, and that way hopefully it'll get mosquitoes without being an eyesore. Okay, so now you've seen it all. You'll have to let me know what you think.